The night settled into that familiar electricity boxing fans recognize, the kind that hangs heavy in the air when controversy, pride, and unfinished business all weave together inside the same ring. As the dust began to settle after the razor-close clash between Cruz and Lamont Roach, the voices of the sport poured in from every direction, each carrying its own agenda, its own history, and its own vision of what justice inside the ropes should look like. The first, predictably, came from Gervonta Davis, whose words cut through social media with the same intensity he carries into the ring. His reaction was sharp, unapologetic, and dismissive toward Roach's performance, making it clear he believed Cruz had been robbed and that Roach was never truly in a position to win. To Tank, the draw was nothing more than a clerical error, a glitch in the system, an outcome that did not reflect what he saw at all. And beneath his words, there was an unmistakable warning to the division that when he is ready to call names, the entire landscape shifts. But not everyone agreed with Tank's assessment. Shakur Stevenson, a fighter whose eyes for details are nearly unmatched, stepped forward with his own take after watching the fight unfold. His reaction leaned in the opposite direction, insisting that Roach had done enough, that the cleaner boxing and sharper fundamentals edged him ahead in a matchup where every moment mattered. Coming from someone preparing for a high-stakes showdown at 140, his opinion was more than casual commentary. It was a signal that the elite saw something deeper in Roach's performance than the public did. Ryan Garcia chimed in as well, calling the fight close but echoing the sentiment that Roach may have edged it out. His tone was more diplomatic, more measured, but it added another heavyweight opinion to the growing divide. While the fighters debated online, the man whose opinion mattered most faced the cameras with a quiet heaviness. Lamont Roach walked into the press room carrying not just the weight of the draw but the exhaustion of a fight that demanded every ounce of his willpower, especially after he was knocked down in the third round for the first time in his career. Yet he never folded. He rose, adjusted, and took back control of the pacing. His face showed pride, disappointment, and a depth of frustration he tried to mask but couldn't completely hide. He believed he won. He believed he boxed beautifully in the middle rounds. He believed he should have left San Antonio with his hand raised, even if the crowd inside the arena had booed him from the opening bell. And then came the revelation that stunned everyone. His left hand was broken, something he fought through for more than 7 rounds. From the hospital, with gauze wrapped tight and pain still fresh, he sent a message to the world reminding them that he had fought through an injury severe enough to sideline most athletes, yet he still kept the fight close enough for the judges to call it even. Observers like Mike Coppinger acknowledged the bravery immediately, praising his ability to stay competitive while essentially using only one hand. Anyone who understood boxing could see how the momentum shifted after the injury. Cruz, who looked like he was moments away from securing a stoppage, suddenly found himself unable to steamroll Roach as expected. Roach began picking spots, scoring countershots, and using angles to slow Cruz's bursts of aggression. The shift wasn't dramatic or flashy, but it was strategic and disciplined, something only seasoned eyes recognized in real time. That subtlety sparked the great debate that erupted when the scorecards were read. Roach's situation became more complicated by the fact that this was his second major draw of the year. 2 massive fights, 2 controversial outcomes. He said it plainly during the presser. He cannot keep fighting opponents and judges at the same time. It was a statement born from frustration, but also from the reality of boxing politics. 2 draws do not build a legacy. They do not secure belts or guarantee title shots. They place a fighter in limbo, close enough to greatness to see it, yet unable to step fully into it. Still, both draws elevated his name. His social engagement rose, fans debated him passionately, analysts reviewed his fights more seriously, and suddenly he was no longer an under-the-radar contender. He became part of the conversation, a fighter whose story captured attention because it was messy, dramatic, and unresolved. A rematch with Cruz now feels inevitable, not just because of the controversial scoring but because both fighters admitted they were open to running it back. The world wants the second chapter, and Roach now carries a storyline that demands one. What happens when he enters the ring healthy? What happens when both hands are working? What happens when the momentum isn't snatched away by injury? Fans want answers and answers sell. The more people argue, the more the rematch heats up. But beyond Cruz, people can't stop circling around the lingering tension between Roach and Tank Davis. The possibility of a rematch hangs in the air, fueled by the unresolved nature of their first encounter and Tank's unpredictability both inside and outside the ring. Yet Roach made it clear he will not be dragged into negotiations without structure or consideration. He will not walk into another situation that leaves him blindsided or undervalued. The Tank storyline may be blockbuster entertainment for fans, but Roach refuses to let his career become a subplot in someone else's drama. His legacy, according to him, will be built at 140 on his own terms. As the online chatter intensified, criticism followed him in every direction. Some accused him of offering excuses. Others mocked his post-fight comments about fouls, officiating, and injuries. But this is the nature of boxing discourse. Fans want clarity, not nuance. They want clean victory or clean defeat, not the messy truth that sometimes outcomes hinge on details unseen. When Roach spoke honestly, the public twisted his words into narratives of denial, even though his performance showed grit, skill, and survival instincts that many fighters at his level never develop. Still, as he transitions deeper into the 140-pound division, he knows the stakes are rising. The fighters are bigger, the punches heavier, the danger magnified. To survive this new territory, he cannot afford slow starts or questionable rounds. He must assert himself early and convincingly. He must win clearly, decisively, without leaving oxygen for doubt. And whether the world sees him as elite or not, he is determined to carve out that answer himself rather than letting critics define it. His path is uncertain but not unstable. His determination remains the guiding force, steady and resolved. The division is watching. Fans are watching. Cruz is watching. Tank is watching. And Roach stands at the center, knowing his next decision will shape the rest of his story. If you made it this far, share your thoughts below. Do you think Roach deserved the win? Should the rematch happen next, or should he chase bigger fights at 140? Let your voice be heard. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and join us again for more powerful stories from the world of boxing.